The much-awaited Fokker F28 Professional from Just Flight is set to release this week, and pricing information on this aircraft has also been made available. The hotly anticipated A330-300 from Aerosoft, set to launch later this summer, as per this video on screen I made a couple days ago, was available to test and fly during the FS Expo event recently, so we have some qualitative observations and hands-on experiences with this aircraft to talk about. Finally, the Freeware ultra-detailed DC-10 has also seen massive development updates for us to discuss in our news episode today. So, the Airliner news doesn't seem to want to stop, ladies and gentlemen, and we have much to discuss, so without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. What is going on, guys? Varun from Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, a quick side note here, some of you guys might have noticed this change already, but we have updated both the official channel logo and banner to reflect what Flyby Simulation truly stands for as we move into the future after hitting the 20,000 subscriber mark recently. I've made a full community post about this too and have linked it in my Discord server for channel followers. Of course, if you want to be privy to these communications as well, do make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification icon to be alerted every time I make a community post or upload a video rich with flight simulation news. Additionally, do make sure to join my Discord server as well. It's the first link below the like button. We have some fantastic conversations down there pertaining to help with flight sim hardware and software, latest news and updates, as well as conversations around real aviation and aerospace. Once again, the first link in the description section of the video. With that all out of the way, let's jump into the meat of this video. Let's start things off then with the hotly anticipated Fokker F28 Professional, currently in development by the Just Flight team. The aircraft has been in development for a very long time, and several community members have been very excited about its progress and imminent release from Microsoft Flight Simulator. And so, ladies and gentlemen, your prayers have been answered. The aircraft is set to release this week on the 12th of July 2023. Since the announcement was made about this, several of my colleagues on YouTube, including Q8 Pilot, Two-Tone Murphy, and British AvGeek, have shared their first impressions with the highly detailed aircraft. It looks fantastic from an initial perspective and from what I've seen, and you can be sure that when the aircraft does officially come out on the 12th, we'll be sure to test it out on the channel ourselves. Now, not only has the release date been confirmed, but so has the price. Just Flight have officially priced the Fokker F28 at $70 US, which comes to around 66 euros or 52 UK pounds. Now, in my humble opinion, the price, though a little high obviously, is definitely reasonable considering the plethora of features being offered on the table. Just Flight themselves have highlighted the inherent challenges to creating a vintage aircraft, indicating that a lot of in-depth research, coding, testing, and tweaking have gone into producing this top-quality bird for Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you want to get a jump on learning this aircraft before it launches, be sure to head on to the website on the screen. I also have a link to this website in the description to grab their official operations and EFB manuals. Happy flying! Next up, let's talk about some hands-on experiences with the hotly anticipated long-haul airliner for Microsoft Flight Simulator, the A330-300 by Aerosoft. Now, full credit here to Dan from FSElite, who actually got hands-on time with the aircraft and documented his experience in the article. As always, you can find all the pertinent source material for my videos in the description section of my videos. Now, I'll attempt to paraphrase and talk about some of the most important parts of the article here in an attempt to create discussion around where this project is at. Starting things off then, though the latest trailer for the A330 by Aviation Lads predominantly showcases only the exterior of the aircraft, thus leading us to believe the systems and cockpit of the aircraft weren't too well hashed out yet, Dan highlights that he got access to the whole plane, and Aerosoft didn't have any restrictions placed on him to only look at the exterior of the aircraft and allowed him free rein to go around the cockpit. So That's obviously good news. It shows that the aircraft is good enough for a release soon, which we already know will be by August or September of this year, as confirmed by Aerosoft themselves. In terms of the flight characteristics themselves, Dan specifically highlights how taxiing and takeoff weren't overly jittery and resembled the large and heavy long-haul airliner that is the A330. Again, fantastic news there. The heavy feeling is something I've missed dearly with some of the other freeware long-haul experiences that are currently available from Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I can't wait to genuinely experience a big fat aircraft taking off or landing and the level of responsiveness you can come to expect with that. Dan also highlights that in the limited testing that he did with the autopilot and autoflight systems, they seem to work well, indicating the plane followed speed and heading constraints accurately, always a good sign. Dan also points out that the aircraft feels like a new one and not a simple port over from the P3D version of the aircraft made by Aerosoft, meaning the internal textures, buttons, and so on are very well represented in the cockpit. Finally, Dan also laid emphasis on the outstanding EFB or electronic flight bag that will be supplied with the aircraft, as well as basic error and non-normal simulation promised by Aerosoft, such as ECAM messages outlining when something goes wrong. Now, the lack of proper failure systems is expected from Aerosoft, since the developers have always aimed at providing a good point-to-point simulation and never anything at the level of, say, PMDG or Phoenix, but it's acceptable, I guess, to see that at least basic errors and failures will be simulated with this bird. I just hope that the price is in line with this level of simulation that we will be getting with the Aerosoft A330. Alrighty, with the two imminent airliner releases out of the way, let's talk about the ultra-detailed and freeware DC-10 in development by the Aerodynamics team. Now, if you haven't been up to date with the development of this aircraft, the Aerodynamic team tends to provide quarterly news drops over 3 months, and I have a series of videos you can check out to get you up to speed with whatever we know so far. In this quarter's news drop, the team's primary focus has been on visual modeling on a scale that is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. The team has also introduced a range of pre-flight tasks that must be completed before you can safely initiate taxiing. These tasks can be accomplished manually, directly on the aircraft's exterior, or conveniently automated through the use of the electronic flight bag that will be supplied with the DC-10. The team have also focused on creating several custom visual effects never before seen in the sim, including engine strake vortices, captivating engine intake vapor, enchanting over-wing vapor, and the mesmerizing dance of flap and wingtip vortices. On the internal side of things, the team has also spent a lot of time designing both the passenger and cargo versions of the cabin, while also including customizable lighting and door controls, as well as a fully interactive galley system. Moving on then into system simulation, the DC-10 has been ticking along very nicely. The team have made several advancements on the APU and fuel system, with various minute nuances specific to the DC-10 being modeled carefully. The team will now move on towards development of the pneumatic system to ensure an authentic cold and dark start of the aircraft. Finally, the hydraulic system within the plane is also fully designed from the ground up, and will see several improvements between now and the aircraft's eventual release. Speaking of the release, unfortunately the devs do point out that significant development has yet to be made before the aircraft graces our virtual skies, but it's wonderful to see the amazing advancements being made and the care and level of detail being looked at with the DC-10. It's truly awe-inspiring, I must say. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our news video today. Tons of exciting airliner news rolling around all the time, but now it's time for you guys to get involved in the comments and let me know what excites you the most. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the bell icon to be alerted of future videos from this channel. As usual guys, thanks for watching and thanks for flying by.